Hey everyone, LioConvoy here. This is going to be a pretty short video as I have a con to go to this weekend. It also won't contain any clips, so feel free to just sit back and listen after the next few seconds. My initial She-Ra video got some interesting reactions from many different points of view, but one in particular stood out to me, and it made me laugh, because it's sheer conspiracy theory nonsense. Here's the end part that I'm mostly referring to. I don't know how well it's going to display, but the general gist of it is that the guy is asserting that He-Man will be intentionally kept out of the new She-Ra to cater to some SJW agenda. So, with that in mind, I'd like to address this topic. Will He-Man appear in the new She-Ra? Well, to answer that we have to look at the history of the properties. He-Man was made in his entirety by the creative team at Mattel in 1981, and while some people assume the cartoon came first, the action figures initially came with mini-comics that gave stories to these characters well before the cartoon came out. After the Reagan administration deregulated children's television, Mattel commissioned the animated series from Filmation that my generation remembers to this day, back in 1983. As such, Mattel exclusively owns the rights to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, with other companies needing to temporarily purchase the rights or license from them to make shows or produce merchandise. Later on, Mattel decided they wanted part of the female market share while not sinking into Barbie's part of the pie, because she'll cut you. So Mattel, in partnership with Filmation, developed She-Ra and its characters from the ground up, meaning Filmation generally had the rights to the characters of that show. This is why, even in the modern age, having She-Ra characters made for the Motu Classics line is akin to jumping through hoops. Mattel can't just do it on their own. Now, a lot of stuff happened to Filmation between the 80s and now, and the company's assets were bought by multiple companies throughout the years until they landed where they are now, under the control of DreamWorks Animation. So now, DreamWorks can use the entire character catalog or roster and the world setting for She-Ra. But what about He-Man? Well, that's complicated in a legal way. DreamWorks would have to get the rights to use those characters if they were to include them. So currently it's highly unlikely you'll see or even hear of He-Man and the Heroic Warriors, or Skeletor and his evil band of goons. It's all up to the legal side of things. The takeaway from this, though, is as follows. Look a little deeper in the most logical direction before making some assumptions about people you've never even met. By the way, since we're on the topic of He-Man and She-Ra, James Eatock, the legend, will be coming on here in late September to talk to me about the new She-Ra cartoon. I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. A special thanks goes out to my patrons Avis and MegaUmi. If you'd like to support my nonsense like this, click the link in the description, and feel free to follow me on social media. And while I won't be streaming this Friday, which is the 17th, I will be resuming it next Friday evening, the 24th, at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, how do you like the thumbnail on this video? I'm planning on making my own like this for all the future videos I do, so feedback is much appreciated. Thanks, and take care.